What's going on YouTube? Ferocity here, and today I want to talk about the Breaking Bad movie and start speculating about what we're going to see in this movie, because it's been reported that we're going to be getting a movie that is going to follow the life of Jesse Pinkman post-finale. Now, originally when I thought of doing this video, I was going to use scenes from the show to support my theories and kind of do some analyzing of the final scenes of Breaking Bad. However, when I made that video, created it, YouTube decided to flag it and make it not viewable worldwide, which was very disappointing. And as someone with such a small channel, it was basically pointless for me to try to dispute it because nothing would ever happen. It was disappointing because I put a lot of effort into that video. I thought I made a lot of good arguments. I think I made a lot of good points, but unfortunately we'll never have that video see the light of day because Sony Pictures and YouTube decided to copyright those scenes, which is disappointing because you can find all the scenes I used on YouTube with all the original dialogue, and I was just providing an analyzation of the scene. So a little disappointing with that. Either way, let's talk about this movie and let's dive into the character of Jesse Pinkman, because I love the finale. I love the way they finished the character of Jesse Pinkman in Breaking Bad. But, and I think I should probably say, quick spoiler warning, I will be talking about things from the Breaking Bad finale and throughout the entire story, and then speculate a little bit about the future of okay, so now to talk a little bit more about the finale. I love what they did with Jesse in this finale. It was almost like he exorcised all of his demons, and he was the one that was saved at the end of the day. And I want to see what happens to him after, because when he crashed through those gates for the first time in the El Camino and he drove off in the dark night, I was filled with happiness for him because he could start a new life. And we were almost then given that option to make up what Jesse was going to do, what his life was going to become. Was he going to go back to his old life of being a druggie? Was he going to become something better? Was he going to become a family man? Was he going to use that big heart he had to make the best out of himself? And I wanted to believe that he was going to create a fantastic family, rebuild his life, and find happiness. That was what I wanted for Jesse. But in the finale, when I talk about him exercising his demons, he starts right away with, once the dust settles after all the gunfire, Todd looks up at the window and Jesse grabs him, chokes him, kills him. The first demon is exorcised. All the evil that Todd brought him, all the people Todd killed. Now he's gone. Then there's probably the most powerful scene in the show. Jesse has a gun pointed at Walt. Walt says something like, "Do it." And Jesse says, "Say the words. Say you want this. Nothing happens until I hear you say it." Now the camera pans to Walt. "I want this." Jesse drops the gun. "Then do it yourself," and walks out. And that's Jesse exercising the demon of always having Walt manipulate him and force him into doing things he didn't want to do. Killing people like Gail Badker, turning on Gus, turning on Mike, whatever it might have been. He was along the ride with Walt for so long, but he just couldn't fulfill his last request. He couldn't kill Walt, but he also didn't want to be under his power anymore. And that last moment where you see Walt and Jesse lock eyes as Jesse approaches the El Camino before he gets in, it's almost a moment of bliss for Jesse. Jesse triumphantly driving off is him conquering those demons, him leaving this life behind. And I love the idea that we get this story of Jesse after he essentially won. He's the real hero of the story. He's the one that wins at the end. I would like to believe that he isn't incarcerated. I'd like to believe that he is somewhere, maybe in a motel. Camera pans, you see the El Camino in the parking lot. You see Jesse throw a couple snacks on the bed, turn on the TV. Right away, the news, top story. Walter White, aka Heisenberg, found dead in meth lab off of highway whatever in New Mexico. And Jesse, sitting on that bed, we get a full face shot. Him not sure how to feel as his friend just died. But he also watched his friend slip into greed and madness. So part of him is sad that his friend is gone, but part of him is also happy that the man that he once knew can now live on forever in his memory. And we might get a flashback here of them cooking and sharing a moment together. Whatever it might be, something simple. Maybe in the diner when they're at Denny's, something just to remind us of the human that Walter White was at one point, before Heisenberg took over. And then we get some more shots of Jesse maybe driving to Alaska, maybe establishing his new life. I still think something that'd be really cool is we get that establishing shot of him realizing Walt's dead, and then 3 years pass by. He's in a new job, he's changed his name, but something starts to sneak into his life. People start to realize, you're Jesse Pinkman. You cook the blue. And some of his old life becomes and starts to creep into his new life. And that can be the drama that we see, is him trying to keep his old life away and him not being drawn to that old life. Maybe Badger or Skinny Pete are in trouble, and he's trying his best not to go back to that old life. He's trying his best to hang on to his new life because he's happy. He's found a wife, or he's found a girl. He wants to start a family with them. Whatever it might be, we want to connect to Jesse because he was one of the few characters who had compassion, who loved everything about himself, and at his core, he was the hero of the story. You know, you look at the way that he was with Brock, with the way he was with the kid in the crack house or the meth house. He, at his core, wanted the good in people, wanted to see the good in people, and he was a nourisher. And I want that part of Jesse's personality come through in this next movie. I want that humanization of Jesse to come through in the Breaking Bad movie. So guys, I know this isn't the video that I envisioned, this wasn't the original plan, but I want to know what you guys think is going to happen in the Breaking Bad movie. Let me know in the comment down below. Are you guys excited for this movie? Do you think it's going to be good? Do you like that Vince Gilligan is coming back and that they're going to hopefully bring back a good portion of the cast to kind of make this movie the best it can be? I'm already thinking it could be Oscar worthy, considering the fact that look at how many Emmys this TV show already won. I think it automatically has Oscar buzz. So it has me extremely excited. I want to know what you guys think down below. And as always, guys, if you enjoyed the video, please hit that like button. If you are new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys on the next video.